children, welcome back to our channel Rise and Shine. And in yesterday's episode, we saw Nehru being made the Prime Minister, first Prime Minister of independent India. Okay children, in today's episode, let us see the life and the works of Nehru after independence, that is 47 until he died in 64. So, what work did he do after independence? Just 1 year after getting independence, Mahatma Gandhi, who was his master, died, leaving him all alone to struggle for the development of India. So, we can say that Nehru, after independence, he was full of pressure to develop India. He was a true architect of our democracy. After, he was the maker of independent India. So, my dear children, let us go into the episode. So, Jawaharlal Nehru had to accomplish many tasks because the British, they gave us freedom, but they divided us, and the Pakistan and India were divided. Even after our partition, India had 50 million Muslims in our country, and we were secular. All the religions were treated equal. And we gave that equal rights to everyone. So, after independence, the main work of Jawaharlal Nehru was to develop our India. Pakistan leaders wanted Pakistan, but they were not reconciled to the results of partition. But in India, we were not like that. These Muslims enjoyed equal rights with other citizens belonging to other religions. So, this was the secular outlook of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Yes, we Indian people were free, but they had to make a constitution for themselves. Jawaharlal took a leading part in shaping the constitution. The constitution was that of a sovereign democratic republic. All people were to have equal rights. Freedom of thought and expression was ensured. There was to be social and economic justice. Jawaharlal moved in the Constitution Assembly the resolution on objectives which gave shape to the Constitution. It took nearly 2 years to complete it. On the leadership of B.R. Ambedkar. On 26 January 1950, the Constitution came into effect. Rajendra Prasad became the first president of the Republic. India was to have no monarch, but the British Commonwealth agreed to have a republic as a member, and India remained in the Commonwealth. The head of the Commonwealth is the British sovereign. But the British had left India free, but divided. There were nearly 600 princes in India with big or small territories, but each with ruling powers. They all had to come under independent India. Jawaharlal Nehru had to work among the subject peoples of the princes, and these people had grown in strength. Almost all of them who were within Indian territory agreed to join the Indian Union because they knew their people would not allow them to remain apart. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, as Home and States Minister, did much good work in making the princes agree. There was trouble only in Hyderabad and in Kashmir. Police action was taken against Hyderabad, and then Hyderabad joined the Indian Union. Raiders from Pakistan attacked Kashmir to force the ruler to join Pakistan, but the ruler joined the Indian Union and India had to send troops to defend Kashmir. And Jawaharlal and his deputy Prime Minister was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel worked together for the development of our nation. After independence, Jawaharlal met with so many foreign countries. He met Kennedy, he met with Elizabeth of England, he participated in the Tashkent in Uzbek dress and with the Dr. Azikiwe of Nigeria. So Jawaharlal met with so many people, and with the President de Gaulle of France. You can see him meeting so many people, and here you can see him meet with Mr. Vice President and Madam Tito of Yugoslavia, and here you can see him with the President of Nasser in Cairo, and you can also see Jawaharlal Nehru receiving Dr. Erhard of Germany. So he made peace with the entire world. He spoke to them, and Jawaharlal Nehru with Dalai Lama of China. Jawaharlal Nehru respected China as a big country with 600 million people and with an ages-old civilization. But China was always giving problems with the border between India and China. There was a long border, and each and every time whatever talks were made, they did not stick to it, but they advanced again into Indian territory, and India had to defend herself. So the Chinese used a large force and advanced deep into India. It was a big crisis for her. The people rose like one man in defense of their land, and the Chinese knew they could not advance too far. The Indian people had not been prepared to meet a large-scale attack, but now they prepared to drive the Chinese back. The Chinese troops had to withdraw. The leaders of 5 countries, Ghana, Indonesia, Ceylon, Burma, and Egypt, met together at Colombo, the capital of Ceylon, made proposals for peace. India was prepared for peace and accepted the proposals, but China did not. The position has not changed. China continues to be hostile to India and now and then threatens to attack again. So you all know that even till now it is going on, children. Yes. So the projects and the factories and the dams, all these Jawaharlal told that they were modern temples of India. So he prepared the planning commission which was set up in 1950. Jawaharlal was its chairman till the end of his life. He helped in making the first three plans. Each was a 5-year plan, and each plan raised the standard of living of the people. So, four plans till Jawaharlal died. The fourth plan was being prepared when he died. So, in the three plans he took, India was developed a lot. He spoke with the people. He knew the grievances of the people and he spoke to them directly. So, he met with all the delegates. Nehru speaking. Yes, children, you can see him speaking here, addressing in the meetings. Yes, here you can see Jawaharlal with Albert Einstein, the famous scientist, and he met Bernard Shaw, and Jawaharlal addressing the assembly in the United Nations in New York. And you can see the people of India gathering in Ahmednagar. Jawaharlal making speech in Ahmednagar. Yes, Jawaharlal, with all his energy and good health for so many years, could work so hard because he felt he must work. He once said, Gandhiji has put this ideal before us that we should wipe out every tear from every eye. I do not think we can follow this ideal completely, but we must try to elevate pain. He tried his best again and again, yet there was so much to do. In his last years, he wrote on his writing pad the following lines from a poem by the American poet Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So, really, children, he worked. He kept these lines in mind till the last hours of his life. So, my dear children, Jawaharlal Nehru did so much for our country. Without Jawaharlal as the Prime Minister, we would not have achieved what we are now. Jawaharlal was called as Chacha Nehru. Mahatma was called the father of the nation, and Jawaharlal was called the Chacha. He was fond of children. He was fond of animals. You can see him playing with a tiger cub, and you can see him enjoy the company of small children. He was very happy. You can see him dancing with children, and he enjoyed nature whenever he was tired. He took a holiday and went to places of which gave him peace. But even there, he worked for the country. He thought for the country, and he wrote, he read so much. And you can see this building in which Jawaharlal lived for nearly 17 years, the house where Jawaharlal lived for 17 years as the Prime Minister of India, is now changed into Nehru Museum. Yes, Jawaharlal was very close to Indira, and as Indira was interested in politics, she was guided by her father, and Jawaharlal, whenever he was in jail, wrote many letters to Indira, advising her and making her fit to be a very good politician, and which made her the Prime Minister of India after him. She went along with him wherever he went. She saw the administration of her father, her close attachment with Nehru made her eligible for what she was. Jawaharlal with Elizabeth, Queen of England. He was at peace with everyone. He met so many people, so many countries. He was the peacemaker. He was called the peacemaker of the world. The entire world adored him as the peacemaker. And the last days of Jawaharlal Nehru, he was ill. He was looking for a holiday. Jawaharlal, however, needed rest, and in May 1964, he flew to Dehradun in a helicopter for a short holiday. There, he looked through several files. He read and he wrote. He met old friends. He was looking rested and cheerful. On May 26th, he returned to Delhi. He worked till midnight. In the morning, on May 27th, he woke up feeling uneasy and he began to read a book. His attendant asked him how he felt. He said he was not feeling too well. He lay in bed and felt too ill to get up. Doctors came and they did their best. Indira was by his side. She offered her blood, if needed, so that his life could be saved. But it was of no use. The news of Jawaharlal's illness spread throughout the country. There was hope that he might recover. The people had been accustomed to his presence and refused to think that he would die. At 2 p.m., the attempt to save him had to be given up. He was dead. The nation was grief-stricken. Yes, the entire nation, the parliament was meeting at that time. The news was announced and it adjourned. So, he wrote a last will. Look at the people. So, in his will, he said, I am proud of that great inheritance that has been and is ours, and am conscious that I too, like all of us, am a link in the unbroken chain which goes back to the dawn of history in the immemorial past of India. So, what he said to everyone was, as witness of this desire of my mind and as my last homage to India's cultural inheritance, I am making this request that a handful of my ashes be thrown into the Ganga at Allahabad to be carried to the great ocean that washes the India shores. The major portion of my ashes should, however, be disposed of otherwise. I want these to be carried high up into the air in an aeroplane and scattered from that height over the fields where the peasants of India toil, so that they might mingle with the dust and soil of India. Look, children, even after they died, they wanted to be a part of the dust of India. So, we are living in India. It is the pride of the whole world, children. Jawaharlal's ashes were thrown into the Ganga and scattered from air. Do you think that was the end of him? No, children. He lives in the minds and hearts of the people, not only in India, but all over the world. The Jawahar Jyoti goes on burning in Teen Murti Bhavan, the house where he lived and worked for so many years. Thousands of people go to Shantivana, where he was cremated, to pay their homage. So, children, you can see how the leaders are covered with the national flag after they die. That is the respect given to them as they worked for the entire development of our nation. They uplifted the name and fame of our flag, and so they were honored. Their bodies were honored, and even now we who are the children celebrate the Children's Day on his birthday and remember this great leader. We celebrate Gandhiji's birthday as Gandhi Jayanti and Jawaharlal's birthday as Children's Day. Yes, children, we remember them, and we are happy that we are part of India. We are born in India along with these great people. Knowing them, living in the land they lived. And my dear children, you have been seeing the life of a very great leader who did so much for India, the sacrifices they made. And my dear children, we cannot forget them. And though they must carry on his work, all the people of India are bound, because our great leaders had hopes that the future was in the hands of the children, and even now today's children are tomorrow's pillars. So my dear children, I request all of you to work hard, follow the principles, follow the values, and become great citizens of Mother India. Thank you, children, and Jai Hind. I will come back to you with a life history of some other great leader or great king to inspire you to. This is my humble work to improve all of you.